but we got to go into a big topic of the week, man. First of all, this is a friend of this show. You know,
Shout the boy Wonder.
Shout out to the boy Wonder,
man. He follows us on IG, man,
That's
and
right.
one of his homeboys. Shout out to the homeboy. You know, to the homeboy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
But it's crazy, and like I said, like we being 100% respectful. You know what I'm saying? Pete Rock is our guy.
Yes.
Everything's alleged. You know what I'm saying? Like
we don't know.
There was an article that came out about him not getting his royalties from Illmatic, which was 25 years ago, something like that. More?
Yeah. What was it? 94, right?
94.
Yep.
That's what
Recorded in 92.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on just hearing this bull? First of all,
man, it's heartbreaking, man. This is a classic, man. We need them to make more classics.
Absolutely,
because
man.
Both of these dudes are still in their bag. You know what I'm saying? In a young man's game, we need these two dudes to. If it's an issue, let's get that resolved because you know Nas he's got a big bag right now, so I'm sure he can cut that check real quick. But man, we need this. We need this done and settled. And I haven't heard about like any like hardcore beef or no hard feelings. I think it's just really just
just give me my money, right? Because they've done songs. They've done songs since that song, right?
Yeah.
No,
and
not
we talking.
Haven't?
Okay, give it to us.
I think give it to us, B-Bo. Get that hot sauce, get that Diablo out there. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and pull it out. Pause.
Yeah, get that Diablo going.
Tell Iceberg to stop. Stop. Yeah. No, there were songs, like a couple songs, I think, on that Lost tapes, that the recent Lost tapes that was cut. But oftentimes what happens is leftover songs or beats rather that didn't get used was probably rocked on well after the fact. So I don't think that they technically worked together since then. In the similar capacity, from the Illmatic, The World Is Yours days. But
man,
what's
song,
crazy
though,
too?
It's too classic, man.
It's too classic.
Not for this man to get a royalty off that. I mean, because that's springboarded Nas.
I mean, off this album, man, Pete Rock should be kicking his feet up like for the rest of his life and the grandkids.
Right.
Yeah.
And
man.
This was his most well-known song. It's the most like
it's mine. Who world is this?
Yeah, this is.
I love that song.
That beat, man.
Best-selling song.
Hey, I had
I
that
advise
12-inch
people
record.
to go out and peep it, man.
I stole it from LB. LB had the record. I stole it from him. I still got it.
I had that 12-inch record, man. Like, and this is coming from somebody who, in the moment at that time in the 90s, I wasn't a huge Nas fan, right? At that point in time, I've since changed my tune, obviously.
Right.
But at the moment, I wasn't. But once I heard that song, I'm not Lonzo Ball. I ain't on that level, right?
Hey, man,
but as soon as I heard that song, man,
you're not that guy, pal. Trust me.
You're
not that guy.
I had to have it, man. I
Groundbreaking,
went out
bro.
and
It was a classic. Still is.
Yes, was a classic. Still is. Facts all the way around.
And as J Camp even alluded to, this really is a sad situation, regardless of the specific.
It really is, man.
As Iceberg said, from our perspective, from our end rather, this is alleged. So, we're not staking any claim on anybody on this personal situation on either side. But it's still sad, entering 2022. Because they're two legends. Pete Rock is a legend in his right, and definitely a legend, period. And Nas is a legend, from the artistic side. And this is a situation where, hey, look, it's not needed to see two black men at odds, whether it's on a personal or professional level. So. Let's just hope that they can both come to the table, because we all know money can be the primary divider. It's the number one reason why divorces happen in the Western world in America, and it's just hindering our culture's union, and whatever capacity you want to mention. So,
and nothing can resolve this more than some music. You know what I'm saying? These two dudes getting together, because I've seen Nas perform 3 times.
Okay.
And that song has been performed every single time I've seen Nas rock.
How could you not? How could you not?
Exactly, and that's my point too. L's like that's a staple of his career. That song is like, man, I got to work that out, man.
Hey, if y'all watching, man, we want to get comment real quick, man. What y'all thinking on this, man? We got a few cats up in here, man. What y'all thinking, man? Like, we want to know, is it Nas? Was it his business partners? Well, I mean, who dropped the ball in this situation, man? We want to know what's going on out there. Jay Kent, man, like, what's the easiest way they should resolve this, man? What's the quickest way to resolve this, man?
Man, I think the easiest way, a phone call, and you know what I'm saying, between you ain't gotta have no lawyers, you ain't gotta have no in between people. Yeah. Like, look, man, what's the best way that we can handle this? Because, you know, the status of that song, man, is too royal for iconic, both of these dudes not to receive their proper respect off this. And that respect also comes in the form of those royalties. So I just think, man, it just takes a phone call. And I'm not blaming Nas, I'm not blaming Pete. Right. I'm just saying it just takes a phone call just to hash it out. I think that's the easiest way. You don't need no lawyer, because sometimes you toss a lawyer in there, man, and they trying to get aggressive, like overly aggressive, where you don't need that. You need
just like Shine said on Drink Champs when it came to Diddy and him.
Yeah, you need two gentlemen. You need two gentlemen to come to the table, man, and work that and hash that out.
Absolutely.
Over some yak and just laugh, or some smoke, whatever you do, and just laugh about it and keep it moving.
The Podfather, what you thinking, man?
Yeah, man. You know what's crazy is, as I was looking into this, they were saying something like that some version of that song has been like sampled or used like in 100 different songs or something like that.
Yeah, crazy.
Yo, absolutely bonkers, man. Like, that is just crazy to think about, right? Because we know that like Motown gets sampled like crazy, but to think about like early 90s rap getting sampled like crazy is just a whole nother perspective. You know what I'm saying? So
good point.
And man, hey man, like we do need these guys to resolve. And I think even Nas was saying, I've been you know, putting a hole in this last album that was Magic or whatever. And
oh man, dog,
he basically has a line in there where he says, you know, we should all be wearing crowns, adjusting each other's hats or something like this, right? I didn't get the exact line right, but some version of that, right? And so it tells me in your raps that you've recognized that should happen. And so, like I said, I don't know where the problem is or why this is a problem, but get it resolved. And if it's $1 million, man, for real, just cut the check and call it a day, man.
Just cut it, bro.
Because honestly, to Nas, like, you're into all these other business ventures lately and stuff, and you're making money, you're making real money for real now, right? That $1 million probably ain't nothing to you right now in this moment. You know what I'm saying? And then to
you got ring money
to pay that, just to pay that $1 million, just so that, like, hey man, even if we got an EP right now today of Nas, Pete Rock or something like that, hey man, I'd be here for it. You'd probably make 10 million just off of the resolution. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely need to get this resolved, and I don't know who is having the problem, but I would appreciate, like, you know, like my brother said, Jammer and Bebo P, hey man, both of y'all just get in the room and have that conversation, and
that's it.
And forget who messed it up back then, or who didn't get it right, or what business manager did this, a lawyer or record labels, because we know a lot of times record labels getting involved and
absolutely
try to be on that fugazi or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, he said, like, he said what?
Yeah. Are they like, nah, we ain't doing this, we doing that? So I don't know why it went sideways, but we do need to get this resolved, man, for the culture, man, and to show that black men can come together and get resolved, because you've already done it once with Jay. It'd be too easy to make this right with Pete Rock here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Bebo, before you go in, Bebo, Nightmare said it's probably Nas's business people that messed up and dropped that ball.
Okay.
Hey, you know, that's anything's a possibility.
The money quote.
It's a money theory. It definitely is, because when it comes to the industry, and shout out to Nightmare.
Yeah, man.
I think he could be onto something, because it's, you know, it's not just the labels. In terms of the industry, it's not just the labels that's, you know, oftentimes shady to their artists and you just musicians in general. You know, that publishing is a monster too. There's corrupt stuff that goes on with that publishing.
Just like Nas said, hey, I'm over here doing publishing deals with Tiffany's, man.
There you go.
Man. You know what I'm
saying?
But how did Tip put it though? Tip was industry rule number 4080.
Yeah, coming to people are shady.
We already know, man. Tip let us know back then.
Sometimes this stuff, and the record companies, the publishing, you know, deals or whatever, they get moved around. And shout out to Doggy Diamonds, you know, because he beat me to the punches saying this. Oftentimes,
we got him on the show. We got to get him on the show. So
absolutely. Can't wait for that one.
Yeah, but if y'all not, first of all, y'all not following Doggy, man. Like Doggy Diamond, y'all gotta follow him on YouTube.
You gotta follow him, man. His show was so dope too, man.
Him and KJ, man, dope.
Yeah, there's a lot of dope guests too. Guests be
there.
Legends. His guests be legends, man.
Finish up, Bebo. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, what was he saying?
No, just, you know, he beat me to the punch, and what I was thinking before we could go live tonight, which is that, you know, the publishing, they can get moved around and, you know, even claimed by someone else or like another entity, to the point where, you know, it gets sold off at least a few times, to where like by the time the originator of the publishing, you know, realizes that, you don't know where it got sold to in some cases. Now, you know, I'm just generally speaking, I'm not talking about Pete Rock and Nas here, but it's just an example to show that, you know, music, just the business of music can be very, very shady, as we all know. And so the last thing we need is for two legends to really be at more odds, or just odds period, which I will give them credit, because if there's been a professional discord, then if you notice, Pete Rock nor Nas said nothing about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anytime you saw Pete Rock, you know, he got interviewed, he would just give praise and kudos to the Illmatic experience. Nas, you know, probably the same deal. So and I want to quote, if there was some discord behind the scenes, it was there and it wasn't put in the public light. And, you know,
that's a big one, man. We need them bells on that. Because for sure, bro, like
LB Digital back there.
You know me. You know how I get down. But yeah, that's huge, man. That this wasn't on blast just everywhere between now.
And I think that goes to show the pedigree of who you're dealing with.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, at the end of the day, Pete Rock is we don't know him personally, but man, we're fans of him. We're IG brothers. Let's put it that way. We're being 100% respectful, man. We ain't speaking on nothing on his business or nothing like that, man. We just, you know, we just fans talking. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Pete, man.
Respect to both.
Respect
to both.
Oh yeah. Pete Rock, I still remember that bar from Ghostface when he that track with Ghostface and Prodigy and
on the first Pete Rock album.
The Soul Brother joint,
the
like
Soul Brother
6.5 monkeys, 12 Nazis, 4 disappear, 3 8 2 1 flashed in thin air. I'm like, whoa, wait, what the heck? I'm like, this is, you know,
man. I mean, people need to run that album back. I'm telling you, that album was a banger.
Well, this thing until he gets that bread, let's go stream some of Pete Rock's music. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, right. Yeah,
get that money, get that bread
cracking.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Get that money. Respect the legend.
Peace to CL Smooth.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Peace to CL Smooth, man. Peace.
That's the only way I knew him for a while was Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
They reminisce over you.
Yeah, man. I didn't know there was anything.
Another beat that was hard, man.
Classic.
And shout out to Lupe for jumping on that too, like years later and blessing it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But LB, like, just end it off, man. Like, you know, what's the quick fix, real quick?
You know, to wrap a bow on it, man, is that hey, I'm happy that we really haven't had to deal with a messy situation out of this. Kind of getting back to that pedigree that you were talking about. And yeah, let's just get this resolved, man. Let's figure this out so that we can put another notch in the hat of saying that, you know, these guys are, you know, top tier guys, because they really are, man. So
absolutely,
shouts out to Pete Rock, shouts out to Nas, because both of these guys are like very top top of the line individuals, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And together, I know that they could be, you know, even crazier, you know what I'm saying? So let's just get it. And I think they can get it done. And it might just be that, it could just be that the lawsuit is there to get the phone call going. You know what I'm saying?
I think the lawsuit hadn't just yet started, but I think it's about to. So there's still time to, you know, for them to get it in, which is possible because, you know, Nas has stated on at least a few occasions that he squashed beef with Pac before Pac passed on, or before he got murdered, excuse me. So, you know, I'm hopeful that that could happen here with, you know, the circumstances between Pete Rock and Nas.
I think this goes back to Jay Kemp, man.